today I'm doing the valve cover gaskets on my clapped G35. So it's kind of going to be like a half video. I'm going to take the valve covers off, do those, but I'm not going to put any of the intake back on because I still have to do the knock sensor when I get it in tomorrow. First things first, you got to take the intake off. So just take off the mass airflow sensor, loosen that, and then it just pops right off. So next is a throttle body, which is just these 4 bolts right here. So next is to take off this whole intake manifold. I've got a couple of the bolts out. Now I just got to take all the rest out and then disconnect that coolant line. All the bolts out. This I just stuck back in because it was holding this on. All the bolts for the top of it are off, but just won't come off because like the RTV sealed it down. So I literally had to get a flathead in here, pry on this to get that side off. I'm probably gonna have to do the same thing over here. Yeah, this thing was on there with this RTV. They were not joking around when they used this much of this stuff. I just have more and more questions for the guy who owned this car before me every time I work on it because there's so much RTV on it. It's literally like caked on the screws across the threads. Like there's so much RTV, and they had the actual gasket. Like at that point, you may as well just order a $100 gasket kit like I did. All right, so we got the bottom half of it off. It was just a bolt right here and a bolt right here. Fairly easy, but as you can see, more RTV. I mean, the insides are pretty clean. They do look like they were cleaned out when they did the RTV job, but there's more to come. So I'm gonna have to make a part 2 right after this. The video is getting way too long, but we just block these off with some paper towels so nothing gets in the intake. And then we're gonna do the valve covers. And then tomorrow when I get the sensor, I'm gonna take all this out, take the fuel rail out, and do the knock sensor.